Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. This is the part 5 of our CSS series. In this we are diving into one of the most powerful layout tools in CSS, that is Flexbox. So where you are building responsive websites or just want to align elements like a pro, then the Flexbox is your best friend. So let's get started. In this we will learn lots of properties available in CSS that can be used when we look up to the Flexbox. So let's get started. So what is the Flexbox? Means the layout model for aligning items. Means Flexbox is a short for the flexible box layout. It is a CSS layout model that makes it easier to design responsive, alignable and space efficient layouts even when the size of the items is unknown or the dynamic when it is in use. So centering the items or creating a flexible responsive layout or the controlling the spacing alignment and the order of the items in container. So how we can use the Flexbox or how Flexbox works. So Flexbox works by turning a parent element into a flex container. Here you can see that a display flex. It is directly child element becomes a flex items that can be arranged using the Flexbox property. So let's move on to the example. Now open the VS Code and here you can see I have already created the basic HTML structure, and here I have given the index.html file name. Inside the body section I have given a welcome to your Codex Mitra paragraph, and here I have already created the style.css file, and a link of that style.css file I have given inside the head section of our HTML file. So here you can see the relation is equals to style sheet, and the h reference is the file name, means the style.css. So here let's create the div. Now this is the parent div, so here I will give the class name as a container. Now let's create more div inside this. So for that I will use the class as item. After that copy this and let's give the name as 1 2 3 and 4. Now let's execute this code. I will refresh. Here you can see our div elements are present in tabular form. So now let's add the CSS style. First I will select the container, and inside that I will give the property as display flex. So display flex property converts a container into a flex container. So its children's become a flex items, and here you can see our output. Each element is displaying itself in a horizontal way. So now let's add a space or gap of 20 pixel. Now save this, and here you can see each element with gap of 20 pixel. Now let's learn another property, that is the flex direction. Here you can see first I will give the column. The flex direction, it sets the direction of the main axis, means the row or column. Let's check. Here you can see now each has the gap of 20 pixel, and each item is displaying in tabular form, means the column. Now let's here give the row. Now save it and refresh. Here you can see. So by default the display flex property works in a row format only, but we can add that property using the flex direction to column. Next try to another value for this, that is row reverse. Now let's save and refresh. Here you can see our items are present Now the opposite side means our right hand side. Now we can give the reverse the column as well. Here you can see column reverse. Now let's refresh. Here you can see first before it is printing 1 2 3, but now it is from bottom it is starting. Here you can see first one is 4. I will one more time. Now here you can see now it is in correct position. So next I will remove this and I will give the property as justify content. Now I will remove this gap. First I will show you the output. Here you can see now the justify content property gives some value for this. First I will give the space between. Let's save it and refresh it. The available whatever is the available space is present in our browser that can be occupied by the each item evenly. So each item has the space of in between. Here you can see we can give other values, means the other values to the justify content property. So let's give the flex start, save this, and here you can see the every element is displaying itself at the starting of our flex container. Now we can add it to end as well. Here you can see each moves to the right hand side. Now there is another value that we can give, that is center. Let's save and refresh. Here you can see that items, all items at the center. So now another space around. So the space between that have that property I have applied before, that giving the space in between the elements. But now here you can see the item has the space around them, means the at the left hand side and right hand side of each element has the space. Now let's learn another property, that is space evenly. Here you can see, so before the space around means it has the space around each item, means this is the in between space has divided into two parts, and one part present here and one part also present here, and in between the part the two subparts are present when we use the space around. But when I use the space evenly, then here you can see the whatever the space present here, the same space present here, here and here, as well as here. Now let's do one project, small project on this. So first I will go to the HTML and here I will remove all these things, and in that I will create the div, and of a class I will give as a nav1. Here you can see inside that I will create the anchor tag. Or else here I will create the unordered list, and inside that I will create the list of items, and in that list I will give the anchor tag. So now let's copy this. Now inside this I will give the text as first home, education, next projects, next inside the resume, and after that here I will give personal info. Now save this, and first I will remove all these things. Now here you can see all the elements are displaying here. So okay, this home, has to be inside the anchor tag. So here you can see. Now we will add the CSS properties for that. So for the UL, I will give the class as now anchors or now anchors. Let's save it. Now here I will select the now anchors, and inside that first check let's give the property as a display flex. Now let's save this and check our output. Now let's remove that bullet points and the underline. So I will choose the nav anchors and as well as the anchor tags. So inside this I will give the list style is equals to none. So let's check our output. Here you can see nothing is happening, so I will choose the now link anchors, and here inside this I will give the list style and value as none. Let's save this and let's refresh. List style colon none. Let's see, here you can see that the bullet points are removed. So now let's remove that underline as well. Here you can see our each element has the underline to it. So I will select the anchor tag and give the property as the text decoration none, and let's save this and refresh. Here you can see the underline is gone. Now let's change the color of that anchor tag. So I will give the color and I will give the white color. Let's refresh. As our color of the browser is same, so now I will select the nav one, and here I will give the color as light blue, or else okay, I will select from RGB color. Now let's refresh. Here you can see now we have the with the background color and element removed the underline and bullet points. Now let's give the space in between, or using the Flexbox we can give the space. Now here I will let's give the property as justify content space around. Let's save this and refresh the browser. Here you can see. Now let's create another navbar. Now here I will copy this and paste here, and here let's execute first. Here you can see that is replica of that navbar is done. So let's change the class name. So here you can see nav anchors we want display flex. So this property I will give inside this only. Let's remove from here, and after that I will change the nav anchors. Here I will give the nav anchors 2, and here I will give the nav anchor 1. Now as I have changed the HTML class, so let's change here. I will copy this and paste here and change the class name. Now let's change this property only. I will give the here as space between. Save this and refresh. Here I will remove this save and refresh. Here you can see this is the space between. Let's copy one more time. And here I will change that to 3. Now let's give the properties. I have copied this one more time. Here I will change this class name to nav anchors 3 and give property name as space evenly. Now save and refresh. Here you can see the direction as well. So I will copy this nav one and paste here for 4 times, and here I will change that names. So 2, 3, 4, next 5, 6 and 7. Now let's save this and let's give the property. First I will copy this, and here after the space evenly, here I will give the property as flex direction. First I will give the column, next column reverse, next row, and after that row reverse. Let's save and refresh the browser. Okay, here I have to change the name of these classes. So 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 7. Let's save and again refresh. So here you can see first I have given the direction as column, so every element of under the parent div that is displaying in tabular form. Next is a tabular form only but in reverse direction. Here you can see now I have given the flex direction as row, so it is printing row wise, and after that I have given the row reverse, so it is reversing each element of that div in reverse order. Let's add the border as 2 pixel solid blue color. Let's save this and refresh. Now here you can see our each element has the border. Now let's give the height and width for the nav. Here width I will give as auto and height as 50 pixel. Let's save, and now here you can see it is height and width has applied, but the content whatever is present in the column that is overlapping. So for that here I will give the align item center. Before that I will remove these columns because for that we have to use the height as auto and width as any specific. So I will remove this. So 6, 7, 4, 5 I have to delete. Now here you can see I have given the break. So let's add a break to each now. So it is easy to understand for us. Now let's refresh. Here you can see. Now let's add some padding inside our nav. So padding, let's give the 15 pixel, 20 pixel. Let's save this. Here you can see now we have our nav with the padding 15 pixel, 20 pixel. Now let's add some padding to our anchors as well. Here I will select the anchor and I will give the padding as 6 pixel and 8 pixel. Now save and refresh our browser. Now here you can see we have the border. Now let's go the border. For that we use the border radius property, and here I will put it by 3 pixel. Here you can see I have put, or I will use more pixels, 6 pixel I will use. So now I will refresh. Here you can see now we have more curve on our anchors. Let's give the hover property to our anchor. When we hover on that color of the text, let's see, already we have the white color, so I will change it to blue. And let's change the background color as well. So the background color I will select using the color picker. Now let's change the border as well at 2 pixel, solid and the same color. Let's save this and refresh. Now here you can see whenever I am hover on that anchors, the color of background is changing. I will change that border color, so because it is not visible, here I will add that blue color. Now let's save this and go to our browser. Now here you can see we have the border of same color, and whenever I am hover on that, the background color as well as the text color is changing. This is our small project on the properties like justify content, space around, space between, and space evenly. Here you can see the direction flex direction row reverse, and another two, that is column and column reverse. In that we have to give the height as auto, and the any specific pixel width we have to give. So that's it for today's video on Flexbox. So if you like this video, then don't forget to share and subscribe to my channel, and thank you for watching. Bye bye.